Spencer Lazar reporting for MMAinterviews.tv and MMA Inside the Cage. I'm alongside Dakota Meyer, decorated Marine in our Marine Corps. He's raising a lot of awareness, doing a lot of great things for his fellow troops and the people here in our country. So, how are you doing today, Dakota?
Doing good, sir.
It's a pleasure to be here with you. It's a real honor to sit down and do this interview. Talk to us a little bit about when you first chose that you wanted to be a Marine. You first made that decision that you wanted to enter the Marine Corps.
Yeah, you know, it's actually it's kind of funny that you asked that. You know, I was walking through my high school, and the Marine recruiter in my lunchroom looked at me, and you know, I walked up to him being a smart aleck, and I said, you know, he said, "What are you gonna do when you get out of high school?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna go play football or you know something like that." And he said, "I'm gonna go to college." He said, "Yeah, that's what I would do too, because there's no way you could be a Marine." And I turned and walked off, and I was like, you know, I walked back to him and said, you know, if you pack your stuff up now, I'll go sign the papers today. We packed his stuff up, and then there I was, a Marine. So.
Wow, that's a pretty cool little story.
Yeah.
You've always had this this humor that we're seeing here tonight, or what?
Yeah, always. You know, it just runs in my family. You should meet them. You think I'm funny? You should talk to those guys.
How clutch is that to have a sense of humor like that too when you're in the heat of battle as you were?
I mean, you have to have it. You know, it's just like the more things get messed up and the more heated it gets for me, the more I start laughing. It's just, you know, you can't take life too serious. You know, no matter what. At the end of the day, it's, you know, the more mad you get, you know, the worse you think and the worse you start making decisions and your decision making goes out. So, you know, that's the way I've always dealt with coping for it. You know, is just you know, find some laughter. You know, you gotta laugh about some of this dumb stuff that happens.
Yeah, and you know, supporting our troops is something that always resonates with me. Being here in California, there's a lot of liberal people who are very against the war, but I always say to everyone, it doesn't matter what your feeling is. You have to support our troops.
You're right. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, your beliefs on the war, your beliefs. You know, whatever you think. Everyone thinks that they know how to win the war. You know, you ask anyone, they all know how to do it, but you know, no one's done it yet. So you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you're a liberal. It doesn't matter whether you're a conservative. It doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. You know, before you start going out and not supporting the troops, you need to probably step back and realize that they're fighting for you to be whatever you are. You know, they're not over there fighting for Republicans, whether they're Republican. They're not over there fighting for Democrats. They're not fighting for you whether you're white or you're black or you're green or you're purple. It doesn't matter. You know, they're fighting for America and for you to be an American. Because, you know, at the end of the day, whether you're Republican or Democrat or, you know, whatever you are, you're still an American.
How do you react when some people react negatively to troops?
You know, it frustrates you enough, but, you know, I kind of step back and I kind of laugh about it because, you know, guess what? I fought for that guy to treat me negatively, so that's fine. You know, I fought for his freedom to be able to do that. You know, in another country, you probably, you know, no telling what happened to him. You can only imagine a third world country or something like that, but that's fine. I'll go over there and fight for these protesters to protest for me, you know, protest whatever they think. You know, that's why it's America, and that's why we fight for our freedom to stay here.
What can you tell us about where you've been deployed and your experiences?
Yeah, I've been to Iraq and I've been to Afghanistan. You know, I wasn't in Iraq very long. That's where I was a sniper at, and then I've been to Afghanistan. I was a embedded training team, and you know, I live with Afghans. So you know, us, you know, you think about that and it's like, oh man, that'd be a horrible job, but you know, I still talk to those guys a lot. You know, these people, and over there, it kind of made me open my eyes to realize that, you know, you can't be so judgmental over someone because of their color or because of the way they talk or their language or where they came from. You know, you got to really give that person a chance to be who they are. So, you know, I'm thankful for that experience that I got out of it.
Talk to us about all the programs you have going on. I know you have a scholarship program and different things you're doing to raise awareness.
Yeah, you know, one of the things is I'm partnered up with the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation on this, you know, make $1 million, you know, the Challenge to America, the $1 Million Challenge. Another way is, you know, I've teamed up with the company Do or Die because, you know, they represent exactly what I represent. You know, they represent that do or die moment, and that's what it stands for. You know, every point in your life you come to that moment to where it's, you know, you do or die. And, you know, whether it's a football game, a basketball game, or whether it's you closing a business deal, or whether it's, you know, in combat, you know, you're fighting and you got to make decisions. You always have that do or die moment, and, you know, anyone can relate to it. And they're all about going out and doing the right thing and helping out troops and representing what's faithful and just representing Americans.
Talk about the scholarship program that you have set up.
Yeah, I wanted to find a way. I can't go. I'm not going back to combat anytime soon, obviously. So I wanted to find a way to help the troops out and let Marines know that there's someone back here while they're over there fighting for our freedom. That there's someone back here that's got their back, and that if they do go over and get injured or they sacrifice so much for us, and it just in a way where they're injured and they receive a Purple Heart in combat. That I want them to know that I'm back here trying to raise money to help them be assured that that I can help out in a small way and help send their kids to college on a scholarship, trying to improve education.
And of course, we are an MMA website, so we can segue into that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Who is your favorite MMA fighter?
Chuck Liddell, definitely. He's the man. I've met him once, so yeah, he's the man.
Why did you like Chuck so much?
I just like to watch him fight, and the guy's huge. So, that's all that matters to me. A big dude that fights, and that's what it's about. I love watching fights.
Mm-hmm.
Just that adrenaline rush, it puts you back, just kind of like combat. It's just watching guys fight. You want to get in there and fight too.
I understand you have a little bit of martial art training, actually.
Yeah, well, I don't usually go out and tell anyone about my experience and what I've done, but I watch on YouTube a lot. This guy Diamond Dave, he's actually got he calls it his ninja instructing video, and he taught us a few moves.
A few moves. What are those moves? What can we
he's
show?
got your ninja chop, you got your judo chop, and you got your karate chop. And then you got your kung fu kick. But like he says on there, he tells it. He tells you right there that if you do a ninja chop with a kung fu kick, well, there goes your leg. And
ninjas don't do very well with one leg.
And the thing is there ain't much calling for one-legged ninjas.
Yeah. Good stuff. So, in MMA, you like to see the bigger guys go at it, maybe?
I do, but it's I don't know. It doesn't matter. I just like to see fights. I like to see guys go in there and the best part about it is they go in there and they fight and then they shake hands at the end. It's like if more people could do that and go get their aggression out that way instead of going and getting violent and pulling guns and knives and stuff. If you want to fight somebody, we'll fight them. Mm-hmm. I'm not by no means am I promoting street fights, but at the end of the day, settle your differences however you want, but then realize that it's over with and go back to being friends because if you can't care about one another, then what do you have in life?
Mm-hmm. How does that coincide? Getting in the cage as opposed to combat, or do they at all?
It is. It's a different type of combat. You're going in there, you're fighting, you're training every single day to go and fight, just like anyone who goes and fights in combat or any other thing. They're training to do something, to be better, to strive to be better, and it takes everything that you have inside of you, and you're fighting for you're not fighting for your life in a cage like you are in combat, but you're still fighting for your pride and you're fighting for like your own ego and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, it's just like I always say, with the growth of the sport, I always like to say how the sport is no different than other sports. It just happens to be, a fighting sport, a combat sport, but it's competition, and that's what I always say.
It is competition, exactly. It's a sport. It's competition, just like you said. It's the guys and they're competing, and you know what? The smallest things are going to make you win and going to make you lose, and at the end of the day, you're a winner or you're a loser, and you go and you try to come back and do your best again next time because you don't want to feel that defeat again.
And we're here in Beverly Hills at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I know you're from Kentucky, so how is that being out here in this environment? And
well, it's really amazing, just to come out here and see the movie stars coming in and out and being in a nice room like this and it's a good experience to get to meet all these people and get to talk to them and just see them face to face. You see them on TV and to actually get to meet a couple of them is really cool. It's not the Beverly Hills that I thought it was. I've seen the Beverly Hillbillies on TV and I didn't see them anywhere out here.
Where were they?
I mean, I don't know. I guess they're looking for some more oil or something. But, yeah, I've been looking for Jed. And,
I think they spent all their money already by now.
yeah.
Well, guys, it's been a true honor to sit here in the Beverly Hills Hotel with Dakota Meyer, decorated Marine. Everybody needs to support our troops. Any final words you'd like to say?
Support our troops and remember why you're an American.
Godspeed and party on.